Welcome to PrimeTime TV, where we keep you informed and up to date on the latest developments in the world of business, politics, and economics. Today, we're diving into a major turning point in the U.S. political scene: the election of Republican Kevin McCarthy as Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives. But what exactly did it take for McCarthy to secure this position? And what are the implications of his victory for the future of the Republican Party and their ability to lead the country? The price of power. What concessions did McCarthy make to win the job? On Saturday, Republican Kevin McCarthy was elected as the Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives after a heated and tumultuous race that saw him make several concessions to a group of right-wing hardliners. The 57-year-old Californian faced one final challenge when Representative Matt Gaetz refused to cast his vote on the 14th ballot, which resulted in a scuffle where fellow Republican Mike Rogers had to be physically restrained. McCarthy's victory in the 15th ballot brought an end to the longest congressional dysfunction in over 160 years, but it also highlighted the difficulties he will face in leading a narrow and deeply divided majority. The concessions that changed the game. The concessions made by McCarthy to secure his position as Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives are far-reaching and will have a major impact on the Republican Party and their ability to govern the country. One of the most significant concessions was allowing any lawmaker to call for his removal at any time, which greatly reduces his power and stability in the position. This means that McCarthy could be removed at any moment if the hardliners are not satisfied with his leadership. Another major concession was the agreement to sharp spending cuts and other restrictions on his leadership, which could lead to budget cuts and further turbulence in the future, especially when Congress will need to approve a further increase of the United States' $31.4 trillion borrowing authority. McCarthy also agreed to the hardliners' demands for more control over the budget and spending, which could lead to division and infighting within the party, making it harder for them to govern effectively. The future of the Republican Party. The concessions made by McCarthy could point to a rocky road ahead, particularly when it comes to negotiating with President Joe Biden and the Democrats who control the Senate. The hardliners, including Freedom Caucus Chairman Scott Perry and Chip Roy of Texas, believe that these concessions will make it easier for them to pursue their own agenda or force another vote on McCarthy's leadership if he fails to meet their expectations. On the other hand, Democrats like Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer have warned that these concessions could come back to haunt McCarthy. Kevin McCarthy's concessions to the extremists in his party make it far more likely that the MAGA Republican-controlled House will cause a government shutdown or a default with devastating consequences to our country, Schumer warned in a statement. Impact on the Republican Party. The agreements made by McCarthy in his bid for the Speaker's position could signal more trouble in the months to come, particularly when it comes to increasing the United States borrowing authority. Over the past decade, Republicans have repeatedly shut down much of the government and put the country on the brink of default in efforts to extract deep spending cuts. However, these efforts have not always been successful. Some of the hardliners, who were instrumental in securing McCarthy's position, have expressed doubt about his willingness to engage in brinkmanship when negotiating with President Biden, who is supported by the Democrats who control the Senate. This new dynamic could lead to further division and infighting within the Republican Party, making it difficult for them to govern effectively. In addition, the hardliners now have more control over the budget and spending, which could allow them to pursue their own agenda, which may not align with the interests of the party as a whole. Impact on the U.S. government. The hardliners have indicated that the concessions they extracted from McCarthy will make it easier for them to pursue similar tactics in the future, or force another vote on his leadership if he does not meet their expectations. Democrats, such as Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, have warned that these concessions could come back to haunt McCarthy. In a statement, Schumer said, Kevin McCarthy's concessions to the extremists in his party make it far more likely that the MAGA Republican-controlled House will cause a government shutdown or a default with devastating consequences to our country. Kevin McCarthy's election as the Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives is a significant development in the U.S. political landscape, but it raises important questions about the future of the Republican Party and their ability to govern the country. Will the concessions made by McCarthy lead to more turbulence in the months ahead? How will the Republican Party navigate the challenges of leading a narrow and deeply polarized majority? Only time will tell, but one thing is for sure, PrimeTime TV will be here to keep you informed about the latest developments in this story and more. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications to never miss an important update. As always, we value your opinion, so please leave your thoughts and comments below. And let us know what other stories you'd like us to cover in the future. Remember, we're here to keep you informed about the latest news and analysis on business, politics, and economics, and we can't do it without you.